Okay, it's somewhere around 5 a.m. Got up a little earlier than usual. My daughter got sick. She threw up in our bed. My wife pulled up the sheet and put a towel down on the area so they can. Looks like they went back to sleep, which is good. Anyway, I started a fire down here, as you can see. It's very cold out this January morning. So anyway, a little word about my friend on Facebook. I've known this guy for a long time, since we were, late teens, 20s. And, you reconnect with old friends on Facebook. He's been on my Facebook feed for a while now, and a lot of times we agree on certain things, right? But he decided to come out and challenge my posting of videos for intermittent fasting. I just share YouTube videos, for people to see. I have quite a large friends list on Facebook, way beyond people I know in real life, for some marketing stuff I used to do. So anyway, he stopped commenting on because I told him to stop commenting on my stuff. I don't need the constant stream of negativity of him saying, this is not scientific proof. I don't care about your science, okay? As far as I'm concerned, this is science. As far as I'm concerned, Dr. Fung has made a good case for the science behind why fasting works. This guy is glomming on to some stuff that says, he posted some article or some video, fasting's not the reason why these people are losing weight. Okay, well, I'd like to know why they're losing weight if it's not fasting. So I continue to post these success stories. There's some channels out here that have some nice before and after pics and success stories of people doing intermittent fasting and OMAD, whatever. So I noticed in my feed he posted something on his own wall just saying something like, one anecdote does not equal scientific proof, and neither do tens or hundreds or thousands or something like that. So he's going to sit there. I don't know why this guy took such offense to the idea of fasting. Everybody says if you're a fat ass, you shouldn't eat. So the minute people say, okay, I get the message, I'm going to stop eating to lose weight, all of a sudden that's a big freaking problem. It's amazing. It really is. They always say, oh, you heavy people, you eat too much. That's why you are the way you are. So when you say, well, I've taken that to heart. I've decided to stop eating so much. All of a sudden, now that's a big problem. That's a big problem. I don't understand it. This guy, he works, like I said, he's an IT guy who works for the hospital system. I don't know what his deal is. But, I know his wife recently passed away at a relatively young age. I don't know why. I don't know the details of it. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's something to do with. I don't know. Anyway, I can only guess as to why he's taken such an offense to the whole idea of intermittent fasting. I mean, who cares, right? If you're not the one doing it, who cares? But and if people are having success for it, why not be happy for them? Why not say, hey, maybe there's some truth to it? I mean, all these people can't be wrong. They're not all part of a conspiracy. That's what I don't understand about this. So anyway, I've had some decent effects, some decent, the whole idea of not being kind of divorcing yourself from the constant need to eat, the clarity, the mental clarity, examining, like mentally or intellectually why, people like to eat all the time. It's more the enjoyment of the act. But honestly, it's a shallow, short-lived enjoyment. I mean, if you go and you have a candy bar that you like, say a candy bar or anything, could be a Big Mac or something, right? and you're looking forward to that. You're looking forward to that. Oh man, and then you enjoy the process of consuming whatever it is, and that really only lasts not too long, right? And then you're done with it, and then you're sitting there saying, you know, it's over now. It's gone. Was it worth it? You know, the enjoyment of whatever. I mean, I'd much rather have a fine gourmet meal than something like that. But through the day, through the work day, especially. I mean, I'm headed for a work day now. It's about a little after 4 a.m. here. Well, 5 a.m. A little after 5 a.m. here, and did I say 4 a.m. in the beginning? It's 5 a.m. A little after 5. I've been up since 4. A little before 4. So it's almost 5 a.m. here, and I'm drinking my black coffee, and which I haven't had in several days. Last few days I had some vinegar water, not coffee. This is the first day since like maybe Thursday. Today's Tuesday morning. I had MLK Day off work, so I had a 3-day weekend. So here it's Tuesday. I'm starting a slightly shortened work week. Pretty soon I have to take my dogs out, then I have to go through the whole showering and getting dressed, and then go catching a commuter bus into New York City. And then when I get there, it's walk over to a subway station and take the subway down to where I get off. That's like 6 or 7 flights of stairs up to the top. And, the commute really sucks the life out of me. But, I do it. So, but I feel a little better now than before the eating change, right? Physically, I'm feeling a little better every day. This isn't going to happen overnight. I still got my aches and pains. My knees are still bothering me, but not the way they were before I started doing this. There's other factors maybe involved. Like I said, I changed my shoes and stuff like that. But there has been less of what you call like an inflammatory pain, that constant nagging pain. That's subsided a lot since I started doing this. So that's a plus. But the whole idea of, just divorcing yourself from food, from the having to eat all the time, giving your body a break, giving your digestive system a break, giving your digestive system a break, giving your pancreas a break, getting used to the whole idea. Now, hopefully the little hunger pangs will go away as this progresses. Every so often you get them. Now, for the last few days I was home. Excuse me, I'm just tired. For the last few days I was home, and the fast was a little shorter than it would be on a work day because of my commute. So I was ending my fast between, most days it was between 4 and 5 p.m., one day it was slightly earlier because, my wife wanted to go out to this local, pizza Italian place to get some food. We had it was like a late lunch. Made it later for my sake. It was still a little earlier than I wanted to end my fast, but, you don't want to be too, too crazy with this. You don't want to drive the people around you completely crazy. So I ended my fast a little earlier that day. But I come later that night, my eating window ended a little earlier than it normally would have, so I think it averaged out. So my wife says she notices a difference. She says my stomach's not as bloated as it was. I got a long way to go. I mean, I'm my own worst critic, but I got a long way to go. It's only been a little over a week. This kind of stuff, it's going to take a while. The kind of weight, I have to lose, honestly, anywhere from 100 to 150 pounds, I would say, for me to be satisfied. So it's a long haul. It's going to be a while. But it's okay. This is a lifestyle change. Little word about HCG when I used to do that. And look, HCG is a great way to lose weight very fast if you want to do it. But you better have a plan ready to go for when you're done with the HCG. And I didn't. I did it. I lost a lot of weight, not as much as I wanted to lose, because that's about the time I met my wife, and she's an awesome cook. She wanted to cook for me. So I went headlong into eating these gourmet meals, and but I will say it took a while to put the weight back on after doing HCG. My set point really changed after doing HCG. The weight took a few years to go back on, to be honest. But it did go back on because I went right back to eating, 3 meals a day, etc. That's what people say. Well, a diet only works if you can keep the weight off. Well, no, the diet works. It's if you decide to change the diet and abandon it, then of course the weight's going to go back on. That doesn't mean that the diet is a failure. That means that you were a failure at sustaining it. Okay, I was a failure at sustaining the weight loss, keeping it going, or keeping it maintained. All right, I gave up on it. That doesn't say anything bad about HCG. HCG works. It works like a charm. It works faster than anything I've ever seen. And it works faster than intermittent fasting. But, it's an extreme diet. 500 calories a day. Doing that stuff, you got to do rounds, you got to wean off it, etc., or you put massive amounts of weight back on. If you're willing to do that, great. It's a great way to lose the weight really fast, but then you need to follow it up with eating a certain way after so you don't put the weight back on. It'd be great to do HCG and then intermittent fasting to keep the weight off. For me, I'd rather just at this point just do IF the whole way through. I see people doing it. I see people posting, success stories anywhere from 20 to 50 to 100 to 150. One person, I think, 180 plus pounds lost. That's very motivating when I see that. So, as my friend likes to say, anecdotes do not constitute scientific proof. Well, if these people are all not lying and being honest, I mean, they're all in some kind of conspiracy, as long as that's not the case, and I highly doubt that. This can work. Individual body chemistries aside, some people will take longer than others. Some people, you get out what you put into it. Some people, if they're doing like a strict keto diet, I could see it being a lot less time than somebody maybe doing it the way I am. I'm not doing a keto diet. When I go into my eating window, I eat whatever there is. It doesn't matter. I don't want to be fanatical about this. And if it takes a little longer, then so be it. And I would like everybody wants the weight to come off really quick. But, as long as it comes off, so I'm, like I said, if my wife happens to make a pasta-based dish one night, I'm not going to refuse to partake. And there's also the cost, right? First of all, your average vegan or vegetarian will tell you you're not supposed to eat a lot of meat, right? And there's a lot of health reasons why you shouldn't eat a lot of meat or whatever. So these low-carb keto diets are usually meat-based, right? But that aside, even if you don't care about that or it doesn't matter or you don't believe in it, meat's expensive. A low-carb, like a high-protein or whatever diet is expensive. I once went to a doctor and he suggested low-carb, and he said, yeah, he goes, eat a steak most nights, and other nights you can have lobster. And I'm sitting here listening to him, and I said, well, I don't know about you, Doc. You're a doctor, a physician. I'm sure you have a lot of disposable income, but I have a mortgage and a family, and I'm not a doctor. I can't afford steak and lobster every night. Sorry, it's just not something I can do. Now, granted, you can do chicken and things like that, but it just, everybody's got a different situation, right? And the other thing is maybe you just want to have a normal diet, like one night it might be steak, another night it might be pasta. I don't like strict pasta diets. It's got to have something with it. But, like I said, my wife decides to make something with the side of mashed potatoes. I'm not gonna. I want to be able to. I want to be able to eat normal foods. That's what I'm getting at here. I want to be able to consume normal meals that I've always enjoyed within my eating window and still lose weight. Now, so far, that seems to be happening. I can't point to any numbers because I don't have a scale, but I will say that the clothes are fitting a little better. I feel better. My wife notices somewhat of a difference. I was able to wear pants that were always problematic, especially around the hips. I wore them no problem the other day. And it's not like I squeezed into them to go out, and then when I got home, I couldn't wait to take them off. No, I wore them for several hours after we came home. It was fine. They were comfortable. There was no problem there. So all of these things are telling me something's going on here, something positive. So I'm going to continue it. So I like posting videos frequently when I get the chance to record. Like right now, it's quiet. I can do this. So I tend to think about these things and discuss these things. And, maybe in some videos I may be discussing the same thing over and over. Maybe it's boring to you, whatever. Sorry if it is. But, it's not until this thing progresses later on that I'm going to be able to post like a thumbnail of, Fat Tom and Thin Tom, I'm not there yet. At that point, people can look and say, oh, my God, look at that, look at that transformation. But I'm still in the process. I'm still on my journey. So I guess that's about that. I kind of like talking into the camera, and this is kind of like therapy. It's therapeutic. It's cathartic, or whatever you want to call it. Is that the right word? Whatever. It's therapeutic. I don't get that many views on these, but I don't really care. So, is there anything else I want to say? I'm trying to think before I sign out for the day. Like right now, I feel empty. I have a little bit of hunger there. Coffee tends to stimulate that, but they say you should have the coffee. Oh yeah, let me talk about this. They say you should have the coffee because of autophagy. That's how you say it. I always want to say autophagy. It doesn't sound right? It's autophagy. This whole autophagy thing, which is not scientifically proven, by the way, but they think it may happen with people doing this. That's the process of your body getting rid of the old so that it can build the new, basically. Getting rid of old dead cells and diseased things. It's a health thing. It's like your body breaking down the old so it can rebuild the new with the parts. The whole idea of autophagy, they say black coffee in the morning when you do this somehow increases, kicks off or kickstarts that process. So, like I said, I haven't had coffee for a few days, so I decided to do it this morning. I don't like black coffee. It takes some getting used to. So I haven't had that much coffee, to be honest with you. Most mornings I was having water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it. I much prefer that drink. It's kind of like putting lemon in water. It's a little bit sour. But it's mostly water. It's very refreshing. I don't really know if I want to drink that after or in close proximity to coffee. So anyway, I probably won't have the apple cider vinegar until later when I get home, right before I eat. Which isn't too bad either, because that little acid you dump into your system before you eat is also, they say, beneficial. So anyway, I'm having the coffee this morning. But coffee also tends to stimulate my appetite, which is like something you don't really want. You don't want the hunger pains. That's the uncomfortable part. But I have to pay more close attention to that. Is it really the coffee doing it, or does the apple cider vinegar do it too? Or maybe it's just this time of the day my body kind of wants something. Now, I've been going without breakfast for over a week now. You'd think that my body would have gotten used to that and would know it's not getting any food. But I don't know. We'll see. But as time goes on, and on any given day, that does go away. I know that sometimes, like the first few days, I would, be fine, whatever, and then I would get on the bus. I'd be sitting on the bus. The first day, I was almost nauseous. I had the hunger, and but even on the first day, it kind of subsided rather quickly, even before my bus ride was over, and I was fine. No hunger anymore. And as you go through the day, sometimes you get a little bit touch of that, but then it passes. So when I'm at work, I have water. We have water coolers, and I also, they got the hot and the cold. So I have Chinese jasmine green tea. I also have a Poo Air tea in bags. So I'll have that. I even have coffee bags, like Maxwell House coffee bags, if I really want like a black coffee, but I'd rather have the tea. So, one day I did a dry fast. Didn't really enjoy that. I like having the liquids. Every so often, was one of the days this week I had like a dry fast over the weekend. I just didn't drink anything during the day. It wasn't until like the end of the fast I had some water with apple cider vinegar, but most of the day I ended up just unconsciously doing a dry fast. So, it varies. It varies. I'm not going to sweat it. I'm just going to take it the way it comes and just do it naturally. Whatever naturally comes is how I'm going to do it. So, anyway, I guess that's it for now. Anybody else who's doing this, good luck to you. Good luck to us. And, please, if you're so inclined, hit like and subscribe. And, I may do a video here and there from New York City periodically. I don't know. Depends. Not right now, though. The weather's way too cold. It's like almost 0 out there. And, oh yeah, I have the link below. I do t-shirts on Amazon, so I only have a few right now. I got a few designs, slogans in the works for intermittent fasting, OMAD, that type of stuff, autophagy. And as I get ideas, I'll make new ones. Again, if you're so inclined. Like, say you're already on your journey and you want to advertise it. You're really into the idea. That's what that's about. So, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next time.